time of the voice, and I hope all of you are feeling better and comfortable in this room. So first of all, before starting the session, we're gonna explain you about the emergency exit, which is right on that side. And if you want to go to the toilet, go out, turn left and left. The toilet is on that side. So today the whole session is all about office equipment and their usage and their maintenance. So first of all, we have to introduce ourselves, and then we're going to ask everything about this session. So would you please explain it? Do you know anything about this office equipment?
Yeah, like chairs, computers.
Yeah. So if I ask you about a couple of things, you say chairs, yeah. Computers. What else?
Tables,
Tables.
writing, pens,
Stationery.
Stationery.
Printers.
Then printers.
Printers,
And whiteboard.
projectors,
Say it again, please.
projectors, projector,
Projector, yeah.
telephone,
And a telephone, yeah.
telephones,
Anything else? What else?
laptop.
Laptop. Already computers here.
Okay.
Anything you would like to add up?
I think they have mentioned everything.
Mm-hmm.
Fully equipped.
All right. So basically, different offices have different equipment, but the basic need of the office, either it's a manufacturing unit, either it's a servicing unit, either it's some business, small sort of business, sole proprietorship. They need all the stationery, they need all this the computer, telephone lines, and then they also need this printer, photocopier. So all these things they need over here to operate their daily business. So this is the basic concept of today's lecture, all right? So first of all, I'm just going to tell you about the use of office equipment. You very rightly named the equipment, and now we are showing you how we're going to use these office equipments. So anybody have any idea about PABX? PABX stands for Private Automatic Branch Exchange. It's a kind of automation of the offices which can give you, like, you can see this is kind of PABX. Alright? So that PABX is basically used in the offices for communication. Within office communication, out of office communication, like inland and outside as well. So normally we experience every day by calling to our GP, by calling to Sunderland, by calling to tax office. When we call them, initially the answering machine starts answering the standard question and answer. So that is a kind of automation which is in practice all around the world, you can say, to run their operations. However, even having all the automation, they also need to have some person who can handle the other things like where the automation doesn't work. So now we have PABX, we have communication recorder, we use the shredder for to maintain the confidentiality of the office, and copier, office personal related like calculator and all this stuff. These are the office equipment. Mainly we will talk about office automation and main PABX. Okay. So in PABX, have you had any experience? Have you worked on a PABX? Any one of you? No. So PABX is a kind of small exchange. Previously the big exchange was there, but now the PABX is a small exchange. And these small exchange have multiple lines and multiple inbound lines and outgoing lines as well. So the basic concept of PABX and the person who is sitting and handling that position is that to manage the calls, to manage the daily continuing operation of the business. Whole office is depending on that position. Any call, inbound call, like if I would like to make a call, I would like to through the call immediately. So the one thing we should have to keep in mind that all those lines which are dedicated for office purpose, whenever you don't have any inbound call, keep them clear. So there shouldn't be any busy tone anytime for the customer as well, right? So we normally use this type of PABX, which is commonly used. So these PABX have like so these PABX are commonly used on main in front line office of the business. So in these PABX, they have caller ID, then they have multiple lines, they are used for intercom, and they got a function of hold on button. So with the caller ID, whosoever is operating the business, they can identify the number of the call. Either it's coming from within city, because all the calls, they are coming with the city codes and country code as well. So one can easily identify that it's a local call or international call whatsoever. So with the caller ID, they are just mating and using these things, okay? So the main function of the PABX is to facilitate all the staff within office, and the person who is operating PABX has control of that board, and whenever a call comes to him or her, they just transfer it to someone else, and if the person is not available, they can just take the message and then later on pass it on to that person as well. So nowadays all these PABX have their chipboard, which are automatically programmed, and that program takes your message, record them, convert them in a text message, and sometimes if they are integrated with your mobile, they just send as a text to the relevant person that this type of person has called you up and he left this message for you. voice over IP. Do you have any idea about voice over IP? Do you know anything?
No.
Basically, internet phone is called voice over IP. All the calls who are routed and coming to a business through internet, that could be NBN, that could be DSL, that could be any Wi-Fi mode, is called voice over IP. Now, one more thing we have to explain and know how to manage the calls. If someone's calls off, so the main person on the PABX, it could be girl, women, or any gender, man or woman, they have to be very specific and careful about the can you just stop?